Hey, nada mi gente, ahora estamos de vuelta en el mueble aquí con my dude Emilio the Poet. Entonces jodió, ahora tenemos un poeta el otro aquí.
Así mismo era vaina.
Emilio,
Sí, señor.
aquí nosotros siempre hablamos un poquito del arte en el sentido muy general, de la música, la literatura, la pintura, la poesía. Antes que entremos en tu libro y en tu poesía, yo quiero que tú me digas un poquito tal vez de tu experiencia en Nueva York, la recepción del público contigo, como poeta en la tarima, como dice uno, on stage.
Yeah.
¿Cómo ha sido esa experiencia para ti y para tu familia y todo el mundo que te ha visto a ti? Lo que Emilio, el de Emilio, hace de lo mío.
Bueno, ha sido una experiencia que, coño, en pocas palabras, magnífico. Sinceramente, una cosa que cuando uno está viviendo su sueño, eso es lo que estoy haciendo. Estoy viviendo mi sueño. Yo siento mucho más poderoso cuando estoy en stage, cuando estoy ahí presentándome enfrente de la gente. Y entonces, más que eso, tengo algo que yo siento que es importante, un mensaje para que la gente se involucre con la gente, que la gente entienda. I feel so empowered. I feel great. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm walking my purpose. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Si se puede decir eso.
Entonces tú, como un artista de spoken word también, hay un poquito de background musical ahí, o por lo menos de influencia, de inspiración sobre la música. Aparte del hip hop de los 90, ¿qué otro tipo de música a ti te llega?
Bueno, como latino, bachata, merengue, ya tú sabes, salsa. Yo comencé principalmente con la bachata. Yo estaba enamorado de la bachata. Like, you couldn't get me to listen to music other than bachata at one point. When I was 16 años, yo estaba, mira, I even have a book, La Historia de Bachata, in my house, because I was so pegado. Es un afán que ya tú sabes, Anthony Santos, Luis Vargas, Raulín, ya tú sabes, like, the list goes on. Juan Luis Guerra, the list goes on, like, from the beginning too. But, you know, as time went on, I also developed love for merengue, but also for salsa, especially dancing. I love to dance, and salsa spoke to me.
Salsero.
Oh, me encanta. Yo soy.
En my teenage years, cuando era teenager, yo iba mucho a una discoteca que se llamaba Las Vegas Nightclub en Dykeman.
Okay.
Y era nada más para bailar salsa. Claro, bailaba merengue también, porque el merengue, obviamente, uno lo disfruta y uno lo bailaba, pero lo mío era la salsa cuando eso. Porque yo me crié en un ambiente donde se escuchaba mucho la Fania. En mi casa se escuchaba mucho la Fania, entonces por ende, ¿sabes? Me inculcó a mí ese cariño por la salsa. Igual que el hip hop de los 90s. You know, that was my thing. KRS-One, Rakim. A little bit of the latter part of the 80s going into the 90s. You had the Slick Rick, LL. Todo eso I was like Cypress Hill, Chico Quest. That was my thing. So we pretty much, like all New Yorkers, that's pretty much our thing. La salsa, hip hop y merengue. Salsa, hip hop y merengue. Todo el que vive en el Alto, en el Bronx, salsa, hip hop y merengue. Eso eran nosotros.
Siempre.
Pero ahora me gusta mucho la música alternativa de the alternative scene en VR. Los Richie Oriachi, los Gramagua, el trío, Vic Contreras, Gran Poder de Diosa, Yacel, que toca aquí, Afro Dominicano, que estaba aquí los otros días, también from Brooklyn. Those are the guys, you know, I follow them because they kind of connect everything that I used to like when I was younger.
Like, it reminds you of that sound.
Yeah, porque tiene esa influencia de lo afro, afro-caribeño, afrodescendencia, con los ritmos modernos. Entonces it has that raw, honest truth. Right. And I'm not talking about the lyrics, I'm talking about the sound as well.
I understand, I get it.
Que fue con lo que uno se crió también, con esa salsa no de los 90, con la salsa de la Fania, porque los 90 era más pop.
80, 70.
Y entonces con ese hip hop también en los 90, que ese estilo muy crudo, muy honesto.
¿Se escucha mucho la tambora en eso?
Sí, claro, porque es una esencia, una parte muy
yo he ido
esencial.
por eventos. Tenía un evento in downtown. Man, I'm trying to remember this place. On Varick Street. What's this place? SOBs. You been to SOBs?
Ya, claro.
Había una presentación de Afro Dominicano. Oye, yo bailé. I was in college at this time. I was in BNCC. I was my friends from my my class. My professor, my Dominican history professor, was the one that put the show on. Oye, but I think I got straight A's because I stood there the whole night. I was one of the few students that actually enjoyed myself. But I had to legitimately enjoyed it, not just because I liked the professor but I meant in bueno. It spoke to my soul, and so I always have a place. So now that you say that, I'm definitely interested to know more about it because it's music has been I love the 80s music, especially pop music. That's something that I listen to. Mm-hmm. Some things for me never get old, and music is for me. Music is forever. Like just because it didn't come out yesterday doesn't mean for me that it's not relevant. Like I think music is like if it's great forever. So
and it's definitely and to connect it back to the original question. Yeah. You definitely are inspired by music as a poet.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you sit down, muchas de las personas que han bajado por aquí que son escritores siempre dicen, no, yo me siento a escuchar esto y eso, like, it's like como un hip hop artist, he listens to the beat and then he just drops the lyrics over the beat. And then does that work with you too when you're writing your poems? Or?
To be honest with you, actually no. Not that it doesn't work, it's just never been my process. That's what I'm trying to say. Although I love music, so there was a time, okay, I'm gonna explain the history of the why, okay? When I was a kid, we had one television, okay? El que dominaba esa televisión en mi casa fue mi mamá, right? Y eso era Sábado Gigante y la noticia de mami, that's it, including my father.
Pero te salvaste que no vieran la novela también.
Y la novela, no. Espérate, I didn't finish la novela. Todavía to this day, okay. So, I didn't find myself in those things, at some point you're like, all right, I don't really like this, this is not my thing. So as a young boy, I already got used to spending time by myself.
Okay.
With no sound. I would go to my room. At this time I didn't have all the gadgets and I did have a radio later on, but I didn't, I was a kid. So I already got used to having I was basically a cappella. Mm-hmm. So at those moments, I would do things I didn't have sound with me. So I already got used to doing things with no sound. Okay. So my writing took place in silence. That doesn't mean that I can't write with noise.
I get you.
It's just that my process was formed from a young age as an adult.
Yeah, the creative phase goes through no music.
Yeah, it's weird to say it because I love music. I really do. I'm not like, oh my God, música. No, but just writing in general, I've learned to do it without a beat for so long. Even I used to rap too, like just hip hop, and a lot of times I couldn't find.
MC Emilio también.
Yeah. Mira, well, para decir una cosa, la poesía y rap they're not so far apart.
They're cousins.
I would even say like, hip hop is poetry. It's just in a different form. But it's not different. But anyway, I say that to say, mucho tiempo, en ese tiempo, before the YouTube era, right? Before just easy, just click and tiene música. I was writing and I didn't have people around me that were producers, Yo no conocían, por ejemplo, música y todo. Like it was frowned upon, like you doing music, ¿para qué? So I would always be writing rap lyrics, remembering like songs that I heard. For example, I would hear a Jay-Z song and I would try to imagine that beat over and over that he used and I would write to that. But it was still him talking, you know what I mean? So back in our day, right? They would have like, you would hear a song y los últimos 15 o 20 segundos tenía only the instrumental. So I would write to only that instrumental, but I would have to hear it over and over and over.
Like, stop, rewind.
Stop, rewind. Yeah. It's 15 seconds. This is before the YouTube hours. So it is what it is. Yeah. That's how I got into it like that.
Entonces, sobre esa experiencia tuya, ¿qué tal si tú compartes algo de ese librito ahí? ¿Cómo el libro se llama? I'm a Poet, You Know It. ¿Por qué ese título?
I'm a Poet and You Know It. ¿Por qué ese título? Okay, so I think this title speaks to who I am. I was born and raised in the Bronx, right? And I had a lot of different influences. My friends were Black, Latino, Hispanic. We're from all over.
Yeah.
So my father, he would own a grocery store. The majority of the grocery stores that he owned throughout the city in New Jersey were in black neighborhoods.
Okay.
So aside from hip hop, it was the culture was like involucrado en mí.
Yeah, it was very immersive.
So I grew up in it. Unbeknownst to me, it became part of my language. I just, you don't know until you know. Like,
yeah.
I'm not thinking about these things. I'm just living my life. Entonces, I'm a poet, and you know it is kind of like a slang way of saying I'm a poet. And is just kind of like embodying like
the whole slang,
like the whole slang terminology of hip hop and
maybe
I guess black culture or hip hop culture. So this is just
but it also seems like a matter of a statement too. Like,
yes,
that's who I am. I'm a poet.
And it's funny that you say that, because this, like I was telling you before about finding my voice. I found my voice through poetry, and this is a statement for me. I am a poet, and you know it. Like, this is who I am. I used to be.
Okay, coño. He's
Coñazo.
a poet.
That might be in Spanish. Yo soy poeta, coño.
Literalmente eso es lo que dicen en inglés.
Así mismo. So I'm going to share a poem.
Yes, please. Léete un poema de eso ahí.
Sí. La poesía que yo escribí. Este libro es en inglés, just so you guys know. Pero muy pronto, si Dios quiera, I'll definitely do one in Spanish, because a lot of people have told me that, and it's something that when you're finding yourself, when you're finding your voice, everything's a process. You just got to start from where you're at. You don't have all the answers, but you have your answer for right now. So this is in English, all right? So this poem is entitled To My Unborn. I'm not a father, you know what I mean? I am a person that don't have any kids. So this is for that. If you ever become afraid, get very excited. Because the other side of that is living. Breathe deep and consume the present moment. Because right now there is nothing more important. Don't talk with your mouth full. Unless you're like complete strangers giving you mouth to mouth. Don't be so hard on yourself. Instead, learn to love you and all of your imperfections, master your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Be your own #1 fan, supporter, admirer. Pat yourself on the back so you can leave handprints for others to know where they can leave theirs at. Lead with enthusiasm in everything you do. In the road less traveled, back up, U-turn, and drive in circles if you have to. Be wise, but not a wise ass. Take a chance, a shot, not with a gun, unless you really have to, but save violence for last. Instead, keep a full clip in your mouth of intellect. Be well-spoken, proper. Always have something interesting to say, but listen way more than you speak, so read books and people. Listen like people's words are your lifeline, because the fastest way to clear a room is to turn your conversation into a speech. Because nobody paid to hear you loving the sound of your own voice. Do good even when nobody's looking. Keep an open mind and don't be afraid to speak yours. And if you're gonna stand alone, stand up straight and keep your head high. Do it with pride and make it so that sidewalk you're standing on is a gold mine. So fine that people want to push you out of the way just to take your place. When it comes to your inner peace, play good D. That means guard it like crazy. Value yourself. Know what you bring to the table. Pray with all of your might, not because you are religious, but because you have faith in better and you believe with your soul that it is possible. Be grateful. Show your appreciation. And tell people exactly how they make you feel. Smile, even if people think you're crazy, but smile, because that's the beginnings of being happy. Be humble. But in the jungle, be a lion. Work your tail off while others are lying on their backs. Dress with confidence and surround yourself with upbeat, supportive, positive people. Speak up and say it with your chest. Defend yourself with the gift of gab and let slabs of facts be your main ingredient. Know that life is a culmination of moments, and there are miracles and blessings wrapped within fragments of turmoil and torment, and the fastest way you can accept it, the faster you can curb depression. Learn Spanish because your father speaks it. Plus, it traces you back to your roots, and you get to be in 2 cultures simultaneously, and that's cool. Be aware of people and your surroundings. Never trust blindly. Keep a stash of optimism in your shoebox for humanity. Know there will be ups and downs. Shine anyway. Get on your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is, be patient with yourself and others and stick to the things you enjoy most. Put your best foot forward on the pedal to success. Top speed. And if you can't do that, aim to do better than your best. Be unselfish. Be in love, even though your heart was melting, because in the end you are right. And there's no greater feeling than loving and being loved. Impact others in ways they can only ever imagine. And if you chew like a horse, take your ass to the local barn and stay your ass there. Keep an open mind. Try new things. Hug with your heart, because sometimes that's all a person really needs. And always remember that I love you. Thank you.
Muy bien, muy bien. Hey, muy bien.
Thank you.
Muy bien.
Thank you.
Háblame del proceso de ese poema.
Oh man, you know what's so funny about this one? I'm gonna be contradictory. So I was actually listening to, I don't remember the song right now, but I was hearing an instrumental. It was like a smooth classical instrumental. I was playing in my background. And at the time I was with a girlfriend of mine at the time. And coño me inspiró. Like, I think it's in a place, I think everyone is inspired in different ways.
Yeah,
and I can't speak to why it happened. I guess I just was thinking about fatherhood a lot at that time. And I guess I thought, you know, damn, like all of my peers are fathers and have kids. And I don't know, I went into myself about it. Like, that's a nice idea to have a child one day, you know, like, I guess I was in that space, you know, and that beat spoke to me. And so I was like, you know what, like, I want to write to that, because una cosa importante para, you know, it's I don't know, I think it's a beautiful thing. Life is a beautiful thing, you know, even if the life doesn't exist, but, you know, it exists in me, so it exists, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, so my unborn exists because I exist. So if one day it happens and that's how fate takes it, then he has a poem already. He knows how I feel, because I'm not here to tell him, or she, I don't know. But
there was a powerful moment there. You didn't learn how to speak Spanish because your father speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be immersed in two cultures.
Yes.
That's something that it took me back. I used to tell my brothers that, like, you know, they speak Spanish, but they don't.
Yes.
They don't embrace the culture.
I get it.
So, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm Dominican.
Right.
When they wanna hear a dembow or smoke a hookah, but that's it. I'm not Dominican when it comes to something else, you know.
Right.
So it's very interesting that you find that there. Like,
to speak on that point, though, I think just from my own personal experience, I think you have to remember, like, we're in a climate of English. Like, it's not just because, look, in New York you have your pockets, you have Dominicans, you have everything. But I'm saying overall, like, I'm talking about your school system, most of your friends, the music we hear. For the most part, like, that's what social standard is for us, even though we have Spanish background. So I didn't want to speak Spanish as a kid because I didn't think it was cool. But my parents spoke Spanish to me all day. But I was trying to, you know, be with my friends, and that's what they spoke was English. So I was like, being cool is English. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's also like, if depending on the kind of friends you have, if you don't have a lot of Spanish friends, it's not important to you. Yeah. And again, it's all about what you think is cool, you know, as opposed to what is right. But I'm speaking from an adult perspective, whereas a child, you know, we just want to fit in. We don't want to be the only one speaking Spanish and the whole room speaks English and they're looking at us like we're not ready to be the oddball. So anyway.
Well, me, it was a totally different experience, but I understand totally where you come from, where I get you. But I also think that it's extremely powerful that you would say that to your unborn, you know.
100%. Es que importante reconocer quién tú eres and not be afraid to express that.
That's the only way you find your identity.
That's it.
You know, that's how you really find your voice también.
That's right. I feel like you have to be honest with who you are, what you are. So.
You got something else that you want to read there?
Definitely. All right, the title of this poem is called Meet Me in the Middle. In my book, I'm a Poet and You Know It, Volume 1. Check it out. Meet me in the middle, where we hang up our egos like coat check and use pickup lines of encouragement to navigate us through the bullshit. Where the DJ spins good vibes and we dance at club compromise. Where our worlds don't collide, they combine. And we happen to form like Voltron, Optimus Prime, meet me in the middle. Where arguments become civil debates. And we can agree to disagree. Where we take a laxative to keep from being full of shit, and mutual respect runs this bitch, meet me in the middle. Where war becomes a battle of the minds, a game of chess. But there's always room for dessert, and we save you a slice of humble pie. You're welcome. Meet me at the cross section between patience and understanding, where we air out our differences with pressure oozing out slow as a fart. You know, SBD, silent but deadly. Where we form a unit, a team, laying brick by brick the road to our dreams. Where I take what I know and mix it with yours, and together we make mama's homemade iced tea. Meet me in the middle, where goosebumps meets lust, touch, hot fun, and my every thrust is a bullseye hit, where your moans are the music to my ears, and our love is as loud as a screaming orgasm. Where we're even keeled balance, not too high nor too low, where life gets a little rocky, yo. Well, there's no need to call and ask where I'm at, because I'm at where I be, and I be where I'm at. In the middle.
Hey, muy bien.
Gracias.
Let me meet you here in the middle and give you a pawn. Dime, what was the story? What's the story behind that poem?
So that poem became, at this moment in time, there was a space where R&B songs were very prevalent back in the 90s. You know, I feel like every time you turned around, it was another love song, love song, love song. And so relationships, you know, was all around me. I wasn't in one, but I would hear other people's testimonials. People would tell me about their relationship.
Yeah.
So I was so stored with all this love and relationship talk that I was like, wait, like, I'm hearing a lot of unfair stuff. I'm hearing people like suplicándole, come on, baby, love me, and all this stuff. And I was like, yo, like, what would I say to my significant other? You know, what would I want in a relationship? So that poem became prevalent when I heard so many people, like, I guess, broke with broken hearts and things of that nature. So así vino esa poesía.
Muy interesante. Un poema que busca construir ese puente a donde no se pierde la traducción de la buena fe. Encuéntrate conmigo, vamos a media, vamos a hablar. Meet me halfway.
Right.
Yo cedo y tú cedes. Dejemos el orgullo.
Es así mismo. Así mismo.
Muy chévere.
Amén, así es.
Entonces tú como poeta, háblame, ¿quién es tu poeta favorito? Puede ser de aquella época, puede ser de ahora, puede ser alguien que tú nunca has visto en persona en vivo, pero sí has leído su poema o lo has visto en...
Bueno, yo soy un caso bien interesante, because I don't have an actual favorite poet. No es que no me guste la poesía, it's just, yo no me involucré tanto que I'm like, my favorite poets were hip hop artists.
There you go.
Like, my favorite poets like were Nas and Jay-Z and Biggie. Those were my poets, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Tupac, you know, and things like that. So, but I will say this, as far as poets nowadays that people you can probably look up, there's a poet by the name of Black Ice. All these people came from the Def Poetry. I don't know if you heard of Def Poetry Jam. That kind of circuit.
Def Jam Poetry.
Def Jam Poetry. So that's something that is, you know, Lemon Anderson, Black Ice. There's a lot of artists that came from that epoca. Okay, like, but my hip hop artists are
those are your favorite poets.
Those are my poets. Yeah.
So on that note, your favorite artist, musical artist?
Oh man, musical artist. Right now or forever?
Whichever one. Now, forever.
Jay-Z is a big one for me. Nas as well. I would also say Anthony Santo. I grew up heavy on him as well.
Interesante. Jay-Z y Anthony Santo.
I know, only me, right?
The best of two worlds.
Yeah, and La Faña All-Stars too, by the way, because I love salsa. Like, pick one. Like, forget it. Like, Hector Lavoe, forget it. Like, forget it.
Yeah.
Ni se habla. So, it's a wide range, you know what I mean? Like, again, but I grew up predominantly at this moment in time. I would say Jay-Z was a big influence as far as my creativity and art, because he inspired me to, like, I don't know, like, talk about my struggle, but not feel down about it, if that makes sense. Just kind of make it cool. Like, let's make this struggle cool, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
En la literatura, ¿qué autor, autora, favorito, favorita, de ahora, de ayer?
Okay, so there's this book one of my favorite books is this book by the name of, it's called Blues Dancing. It's a novel by McKenny Whetstone. I recommend this book. I'm going to tell you about this book real quick. I was in college when I read this book. My creative writing teacher at this time me dice a mí, oye, cuando tú lees este libro, you're gonna remember me. You're gonna, like, o sea, como que like putting her reputation on the line. Mira, este libro. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, todo el mundo habla play, ¿qué es lo que está hablando? I kid you not, I'm gonna admit it to you. This is the first time I'm saying anything like this in public, but I'm gonna say it. First time in my life, a book actually gave me an erection. And this is not a sexual book. It's not like a pornography. This is a novel. But the writing was so captivating that the scenes were explicit in my brain, if that makes sense. Like, it took me with them, I should say, because it's a couple. Oh my God. I didn't think a book could do that up until that point. I didn't think writing could do that. So I was like, that inspired me. So that, I recommend Blues Dancing by McKenny Whetstone.
Película favorita.
90s stuff, everything 90s. Let's see.
No hay nada en particular o...
Damn, I have so many. Oh man, it depends on what genre. Like, if we're talking action, I like Harrison Ford movies. I don't know if you remember Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, Die Hard, Batman, coño. Help me out, I don't know. I will say this. I'm kind of old school, but I'm not a huge movie buff. Like, I'm not one of those people that knows every single movie with every author and every, like, I'm lying.
¿Qué tú piensas de la película de Roma? Que it's a big thing now.
De Roma.
Have you seen it or?
I have not seen it, but I do love, okay, so maybe I'm off or not, but the movie 300 is one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay. Like, it literally is one of my favorite movies. Like, even though it's fictitious and stuff, but it's...
So I'll tell you this, tú me recomendaste el libro, entonces te voy a recomendar a ti que veas Roma. Tú como poeta tienes que ver Roma.
Okay, perfect, I will.
Sí, tienes que ver.
Is this series on Netflix, correct?
No, es una película, pero sí la puedes encontrar en Netflix.
Okay.
Sí la puedes encontrar.
La película, no, we're not talking about the series.
No, es una película.
Okay.
Es una película Roma. La película.
I do love the story. I mean, I know of Rome. I'm not like completamente. I love the story. I will say this. Rome, I think if we learn from history, right? That just because we're on top doesn't mean we'll always stay there if we're not careful. Like, Rome was the biggest thing on earth. And that shit, if that could go down, anything can happen, so.
Pero esto es Roma, esta película de Roma es de México,
Yo no dije nada. And cut.
Esta es de México, el que dirige un barrio en México que se llama Roma.
Mira.
Y es tremenda película porque habla sobre la situación. En la película tuve mucho de la situación política en ese momento.
Okay.
La protagonista es una trabajadora de un hogar, de casa, de una familia de una clase media alta, bien posicionada económicamente. Entonces te cuenta la historia, that raw story of the housekeeper.
Nice.
During a political turmoil during the late 70s in Mexico.
That's what I was going to ask you. What was the time frame?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's done all in black and white. Pero not that tedious black castle or black and white, real film. One picture, one slide took 75 cameras to film. It was like real deep pockets, type of filming.
I'm actually excited to watch this.
And it's so wonderful that it doesn't even have a musical score, and you don't notice that until the end of the movie. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't hear one. Like, you hear a live band playing, but there's no actual musical score. Like,
get out of here.
Tremendo, very good, very good.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I recommend que tú te tires esa película, te dé eso. Hacemos una preguntita que son buscapié.
Okay.
¿Sabes? El sazón, el chisme.
Claro.
Entonces, para ti, artista musical, el más malo que tú has podido decir, dice, pero...
Coño, ¿por qué este? Oh, man.
Y cómo, y está pegado, ¿y cómo?
There's a lot of those. Oh, man. Yeah, we could do, that's another, that's otro show. That's a segment by itself. We could do that all day. That's a podcast right there. Right now or like in any time?
Right now or anytime. Well, no, right now, para ponerlo más fácil.
Right now, man. So
like
funny?
Overrated.
Okay, oh man. My young crowd's probably gonna hate me for this one, but there's this group called Migos. I don't know if you heard Migos.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Listen, if I can't understand you, I don't like it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm old school, whatever. If I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, then ponte the instrumental, you know? Make humming sounds, you know? Like, But esta vaina, just because it's in style, doesn't fly with me. I'm sorry. You gotta. I'm a poet, so I'm a writer. So if you can't catch my ear with your writing or what you're saying, I don't know. So maybe I'm getting old. Are we getting? Coño, I hope not.
En esa misma línea, entonces, no, te estás poniendo viejo tú. En esa misma línea, la película más chicle que tú has visto, un clavo que tú has visto en tu vida.
That's a tough one.
Porque hay muchas también.
Damn, that's a tough one. Because, oh man. When you say chicle, like horrible.
Yeah, horrible movie. Like,
okay, there was this one. Okay.
Yo te disparate.
Oh my God. I went to the movie theater. Like, this is why I stopped going to the movie theaters, by the way.
Eso te traumatizó.
Yeah. I'm like, really? I just spent money for this? Coño, for me when I was a kid,
that was a stick-up.
Una vaina, you popcorn. It was like an event, you know? Now you go to, I'm not going to the movie. That's a pet peeve of mine. Ladies, if you don't take me to a movie theater and the movie's horrible, I hate it. I hate the experience. I just, okay. There's a movie called 9mm. Don't watch it, obviously. But if you did, it was the worst movie I could imagine. I can't even believe. I'm not saying it because I don't want you to even, it doesn't deserve
mention.
I was in this movie theater, oye bien. The movie's like 2.5 hours. En media hora, yo estaba ahí casi roncando. I was like, coño. Why am I didn't come here to spend, oye, en ese tiempo, matinee era 7 pesos, pero 14 pesos por un ticket, por una entrada para yo dormir. Cuando yo tengo mi cama, mi casa. Oye, esa mierda. Horrible movie. 9mm.
El peor libro que tú has leído.
Oh, man. That's a good question, too. I don't have many on the top of my tongue, but I will say this. Any book before high school, I would say from high school down, because I was forced to read. So I hated reading because I was forced to read the particular author or book.
So you hated reading, here you are a writer now.
I know, vida. But I will say that in the same token, I became an avid reader in college because I was free to express who I wanted to choose, as opposed to, if you don't read this book by this date, you know, I was like, coño, nothing forced is good. So if you don't give me the options, at least, to express our own self and find who we are, and the experience is bad. So.
Bueno, ya chimeamos un poco. Pagaste $14 por una película para dormirte.
Oye. Please send me that money back, ladies. 9mm, you guys, yo.
Hay un grupo que tú no entiendes qué es lo que ellos están cantando, entonces por eso no te llegan.
Oye.
La película que te traumatizó abrió el paso para que tú hoy no veas Roma. Pero dime algo, tú no me has hablado de un poeta que tú digas, this guy is overrated or she's overrated.
Oh man, de una poeta.
And this is your field.
Man, that's a tough one because it's close to home. Who's an overrated poet? Man, that's tough. I guess I'm gonna be biased on this one because, okay, I have a general statement. I'm gonna say this, and I've said this before in small
public,
circles. Yeah. Spoken word poets, right? So for many people, the term may be new for this generation, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a common thing. You were talking about like you knew about it back in the day, right? I want to say that I challenge poets because a lot of times we regurgitate the same type of talk in poetry. Mm-hmm. Like we're afraid to challenge ourselves to be more than what we are as poets. Like for example, hip hop has evolved. We talk about a lot of different things. Even though we hear a lot of the same thing about drinking and smoking and stuff, there are some creative rappers out there and artists of all kinds.
Yeah.
I challenge poets to do that too. You know, sometimes it gets too stagnant and we're talking about the same exact things. It's okay to be political, but that doesn't mean that it has to captivate you where you're only political. surely you have a view of something else. You know, surely you've had a funny experience, or I don't know, something. So I will say that, like, I don't like any poet at all that just is the same type of poet and doesn't challenge him or herself to be more than just that one niche, if that makes sense. So that's a general statement. I don't know. Whoever that fits, then I'm talking to you.
There you go. That's real talk right there.
That's it.
Bueno, your favorite basketball team?
I'm a Chicago Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. Yeah, I'm a Bulls fan.
This is a Knicks fan from the '90s, so you know there was beef.
Oh my, yeah, listen, my brother, Manny Digital, shout out, is a Knicks fan, so you guys will get along fine. But
I should have invited him, though.
You should have invited him. You should have had him instead of me. Pero mira, oh yeah, we couldn't even watch the games.
But those were good days, though.
Oh,
that was good basketball.
Oh man.
Like now it's a mess, but then it was good basketball.
Like oh yeah. Okay, we couldn't be in the same room watching the game. That's how bad it was. Because I'm cheering loud. He's upset. He's cheering loud. I'm upset. Es una pelea.
So el jugador tuyo favorito entonces seguro era Michael Jordan entonces.
You would think that, but it's not. My favorite player of all time was Scottie Pippen.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I gave it to you there.
Because I fell in love with the guy, like he
all around game.
Everything. He did it all, and I think
era completo. ¿Sí?
Everything. You know, he did everything you asked of. He did it all. It's thing, rebound, defense, the things that no one gives you the shine for. Yeah. And I was like, I love that. Like he took everything, even though Jordan got all the acclaim and rightly so. But I'm like, I like the guy that has a little bit. He can do it all.
You know, you have to think about it. Without Pippen, no gana Jordan.
Exactly.
Nunca había ganado Jordan.
Yeah.
Today, entonces, tú tienes un jugador favorito de la NBA de hoy.
So there was a guy, but he played in the Bulls I used to love a lot. He don't play there anymore. His name is Joaquin Noah. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joaquin Noah. He's from New York.
He was here in the Knicks el otro día.
Yeah.
What is he, in Memphis ahora que está?
I think he's in Memphis.
Yeah.
Oh, you follow the game. Oh, we're gonna watch some games.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, yo vi que ya yo encontré un NBA partner. But see, when I look at this guy, when I look at this man, I should say, I felt like if I was a basketball player, from a passion standpoint, he was me. So I like lived through him. He lived every moment. Le daba 150%. And that's why I feel like I would be in the NBA if I had an opportunity to play. I'll give you everything I got. That doesn't mean I'm the most talented player, let's say, but from an effort, you're not lacking nothing.
You're going to have to outwork me.
Tú vas a tener que tirarme un tiro, porque hey, the effort, tú me vas a ganar. So I fell in love with that of him. You know, like he just like he gave you, and I don't feel like every player gave you everything they had. I feel like some people just, yo soy talentoso, I'm the man, you know, I tiro cuando quiero, but they didn't give it to you. Like I feel like, and that's one thing I remember about the '90s. John Starks, Jordan, Pippen, Charles Oakley, they gave it to everything they had. Coño, se murieron ese corte.
Anthony Mason.
They gave you everything they had. No podemos quejar. The Knicks gave you everything they could. You know, they didn't win a championship, but it wasn't from a lack of effort. At least they gave you everything they had. And that's why I think you still respect them and love them to this day, the Knicks. Because those teams of the '90s gave you everything, coño.
They were very much representative of lo que era ser un neoyorquino.
Exactly.
That hard grind.
100%. I agree.
Especially during the '90s.
Oh my God. You're right.
Especially during the '90s.
La clima ahora está un poquito diferente. We're going to touch on the list.
Are you reading a book now?
Yes.
I know you want to read Poe X, de la mía, Elizabeth Acevedo, pero
shout out to you.
But what other book are you reading as well?
So I'm reading this book right now. I'm very big into spirituality. There's a book called E Squared. The series itself, this is horrible that I don't remember the author's name, because I was given this as a gift and I just ran into it. I didn't take the time to read it. I know that's bad, but whatever. At least I'm being honest. Anyway, this book literally is a book speaking about miracles, speaking about like how miracles play a role in our lives, and it's kind of like breaks the science down of miracles. If you will. It's a very intriguing read. Like I read it pretty much every day, and it's So there's a series it's called E Squared. It's the only one in the market that I know of, so I recommend it strongly. Definitely.
Bueno, lo vamos a dejar ahí. Emilio, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Cuando tú tengas que entrevistar a un tipo que juega básquetbol muy bien, tú me puedes invitar.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
I'll go talk to you about our days in Rocker Park and in Dykeman Hoops.
We would love to have you. Dribbling dimes.
Pero no, thank you so much for stopping by, man.
Thank you.
I love the 2 poems that you read. Definitely a book. I'm very picky when it comes to reading.
For sure.
So this is definitely a book that I could definitely take out time to read.
Oh, cool, man. Cool.
Me fascinó mucho esos poemas, bien poderosos los poemas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sigue haciendo tu trabajo, sigue haciendo tu labor como educador también, que eso es muy importante.
Exacto.
Y señores, por favor, en Amazon. ¿Y cuál es el otro sitio que lo pueden encontrar?
So you can DM me on Instagram, Emilio_the_poet. My website is coming up, and I'm not going to say it until it's up, but it's coming. So we're in a work in progress.
Y siempre está en todos los lugares en Nueva York, así que síguelo en Instagram para que puedan saber dónde va a estar la próxima vez.
Yes.
Y nada, mi hermano. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man.
Señores, la próxima.